Good morning, happy people. It's Thursday here at Advantage Electronics. My name is Brandon Rice. I'm the product manager. Today we have the opportunity to talk with Scott Nelson, the Senior Director, Southeast for PDK. So I've known Scott for a long time, and he's been with PDK for over 10 years now.
So 5 years with PDK. I've been selling PDK or involved with them in some form or fashion since about 2012.
Sounds good. And you guys have had a good solid growth with the whole branch of new lines over the years. So one of the questions that I have, how does PDK, how have y'all moved into like the mobile credential management side of the business?
Yeah. So, in access control, historically, everyone's always used some form of credential, right? A hard credential, whether it be, a wristband, key fob, something like that. We've seen a big transition and shift into people utilizing their mobile phone for credential, right? And that's kind of the premise of PDK and where we really got our start. And the mindset of PDK is being a mobile-first access control system, not just from the management side or the installation side, but the end user side, right? How do they access doors? How do they use permissions to get into doors? And the mobile phone is a huge tool that a lot of end users are starting to lean towards. We offer two different types of mobile credentials. One is a true Bluetooth credential, BLE credential. We do things a little bit different as far as how we go to market. We offer unlimited Bluetooth credentials, and that's tied to that specific user's phone, so they can't duplicate that, send that to someone else. But then we also offer second mobile credential, which is a credential that's embedded in the mobile app, the PDK mobile app. Which is going to allow remote access to those same permission doors that user has access to. So Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, front door and back door. If a user has permission to those two doors during that time frame, they can either use their hard credential to get in that door, use their Bluetooth credential, walk up and badge, present to open with their phone, or they can use the mobile app, which is going to show them those two doors. They can tap that door and can go ahead and remotely open that door. So mobile credentials are a major future of access control, and we're trying to stay ahead of the curve with it and offer some different ways that end users can open doors.
Well, you guys have actually, become a leader in the mobile credential market. Y'all are literally one of the first, to market with the, really pushing mobile credentials, and then ease of use for the admin, as far as, coming up with a very easy app-based system. It's very simple for the administrator to use to, grant access rights, deny access rights, do updates. But one of the things that the customers have, told me is that PDK's engineering team, you guys really press the integrators for information, to really build your products around, what they find out in the field that could be better, and, create new products based off of their feedback. So, my next question is again, remote troubleshooting for PDK. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we're fully a cloud-based access control system, right? So what that really means for a dealer, right, is the troubleshooting standpoint. If there's something going on with the system, initially you're not rolling a truck out there, right? If you can log into that system, you can see the system health. It shows you what doors are online, what firmwares are up to date. You can get notifications on comm loss, on low battery. There's a number of things you can see just by getting into the interface that may be a troubleshooting step that you can take care of without ever rolling a truck.
Exactly.
The backside of that is when you talk about PDK's tech support team, we're able to see the exact same thing that dealer's trying to troubleshoot. So we're not having to log into their computer through a login or through a system viewer. We can actually be in the system with the dealer, looking at what the programming is, looking to see what IP addresses are, and do some basic troubleshooting, again, without initially rolling a truck out to a job site. You were talking a second ago about the ease of use, and that's really what PDK is focused on. We want to make sure that the system is a easy to use system for all the people using it. Again, for the dealer, the sales guy that's out there trying to sell the product, right, being able to easily demo what the system does. To the installer, it's actually installing it, being able to do a complete install just utilizing their smartphone. Obviously, they can do it off a laptop, but they can do all of the programming off of their smartphone, and then the end user managing their system. It doesn't require them to go to a specific computer at the office to make updates, make changes, and run reports. The end user can do all of that, again, directly from their smartphone, being a true mobile-first access control company.
Yeah, as far as easy use from the app, I mean, I've had the app on my phone for several years now. So, when I was in sales and I was working with customers, we had a system set up, so I was able, just able to show them how to set up a user on the app, how they can manage the app just directly from their phone. And we would have demo equipment set up so we could actually show them the process with the mobile credential. And, right now it just seems to be flawless and so simple to use. I mean, anybody can use this app and not have any problems. But also that has, plays into a big role with the integrators being able to do automatic updates. And the end user, being able to see real-time status updates, as far as doors and everything's, that's being used by their team members. So what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so again, so many things we talk about are based around us being a cloud-based access control system and the automated updates, right? The big difference there is when you look at your standard on-prem system that's generally always been out there, the best that system is ever going to be is the day it's installed. Dealers would have to roll a truck because there's always going to be firmware, right? There's going to be firmware upgrades. If you want a system to advance, you have to change the system. And on-prem systems, the only way to change and update that system is by going to the site. With PDK, we have automatic update, over-the-air updates. So every night at 12 o'clock, we back up every system that's out there, every PDK system that's had a change made to it, an update. Well, we take that backup, and at the same time, we're pushing any firmwares, any bug fixes, anything down to it. So it means you're not rolling a truck every time that PDK innovates and makes a change, which is a big driver for us, is innovation. We want to make sure that we're staying ahead of the industry. The worst a PDK system is ever going to be is the day it's installed, because innovation, using integrations, and making a system better is what PDK is doing daily.
So we have a couple of products here on the table. We have, your cloud node. It looks like a keypad reader, and it looks like the 4-door controller.
Yep.
So, for integrators that are wanting to get into PDK, why don't you just give them a quick rundown on how easy it is, to do a takeover and set this equipment up?
Yeah, the flexibility of PDK system is where we really strive. So when you look at a system, are you going to hardwire it? Are you going to use wireless? Do you need to use PoE to actually power that door controller? The door controllers we have selection-wise, right, a 1, a 2, a 4, an 8, and we have a bigger can that you can actually build out to 24. And it's a mix and match, right? A system doesn't have to be completely wireless. It doesn't have to be completely hardwired. Based on the door that you need to get power to or get communication to, you can design a controller that fits that application. So really, it's around the flexibility of the system, trying to make ease of installs, right? Cut down as much labor costs as we can for dealers, plan jobs effectively, and with that wireless for us is our own WiMAC. So it's a patent pending wireless technology that we've had since day one. That's really where PDK cut its teeth, how we got into the industry. Before cloud was a viable option for dealers, we were known as the wireless access control company, where we could turn a single door controller into a wireless communicating door back to our brains, right? That cloud node is the brains of our system. So we can now communicate from doors back to our cloud node, the brain of the system, without using the infrastructure of the customer site.
Well, and again, it's, to all the integrators out there that are looking for PDK, again, it's so simple. The tech support is phenomenal. But also another important part of it is, if you want to be an integrator with PDK, I highly recommend you go through their certification process. And there's multiple facets to that. that are very important for you as the integrator, but also how that relates all the way down to your customers. So why don't you expand on that for us?
Yeah, and actually just touch on the first part of that. You mentioned tech support. Definitely want to talk about them a little bit because it is a very valuable piece of PDK for our dealers. Our tech support is driven to answer 80% of calls in 20 seconds or less. I've got about 14 people in tech support right now. They're all based in Draper, out in Utah. And even our 24/7 technical support. If you need help on the weekend, it's Saturday at 2 a.m. in the morning, and there's something you just can't figure out, and you want to talk to someone from PDK, you can, and it's actually someone from PDK. That 24/7 tech line is manned by the same people that you would have talked to during the week. It's not third-party overseas tech support. You're talking with a PDK employee. So I think that's a super valuable point for dealers is PDK's tech support is always here to help you figure out what's going on with that system. And again, because it's cloud-based, they're able to actually see and walk through and help diagnose what's going on.
And you have other team members too that, at any time at the, drop of a hat will jump on a call, go on site. You'll actually meet with the integrators on site, help them build and design a sustainable layout for not just what the customer needs, but future expansion if they're going to require that. Again, PDK is, from my experience, has been really pushing with their integrators to get their feedback to continuously, build upon data, transmission, I mean, you name it, anything and everything about it. So it's just they want to make their product the best product that you guys can buy. Something else that we do at Advantage also is with these panels, we actually do branding for our integrators. So if you as an integrator want to put your company name, logo, phone number on the panel, cover of the panel, we actually do that here. But again, Scott, I want to just thank you for taking time to be here, answering some questions for us and for our customers.
Awesome. Thank you.